I have seen too many people celebrate their promotion on a Friday and cry while reviewing their accounts 3 months later. And it's not because they did anything wrong. It's because nobody warned them that the game changes when you start earning more. And when I say it changes, I don't mean it gets better. I mean the system starts extracting from you in ways you didn't even know existed. This is not theory. This is what happens, systematically, every time someone crosses certain income thresholds without understanding the hidden rules. And the worst part is that they sell you the idea that earning more is the solution. But if you don't know how it really works, earning more only makes you a bigger target. I've been in this for decades. I've worked with people who earn $20,000 a year and with people who earn $200,000. And I'm going to tell you something that contradicts everything you've been taught. I've seen more financial freedom in some who earn little than in many who earn a lot. Because freedom doesn't come from how much comes in. It comes from how much you retain after the system does its work. And the system has a very specific job, to make sure that the more you earn, the more you depend on continuing to earn. Let me tell you about Elena. That's not her real name, but her story is. And you probably know someone exactly like her. Elena worked for 8 years at a marketing company. She started as an intern, then assistant, then coordinator. She earned 28,000 euros a year. She lived in a shared apartment, had a second-hand car, went out on weekends. Nothing extraordinary, but she managed. She even saved something each month. Not much, 200 or 300 euros, but she did it consistently. After years of hard work, she was offered a position as area director. The salary, 55,000 euros a year. Almost double what she was earning. She was euphoric. Finally, she was going to be able to live well, she thought. Finally, she was going to be able to save seriously, travel, buy herself decent clothes, maybe even start thinking about buying an apartment. She accepted, and for the first few months, everything seemed perfect. 2 years later, I ran into her at a conference. She told me about her situation. She was still in the same position, still earning well, but she told me something that has stayed with me. I earn double what I used to, but I can't save even half of what I saved back then. I don't know what's happening. I asked her if we could sit down and review her numbers together, and there it all was, so clear it was painful to see. First, taxes. When she earned 28,000, her effective rate was 19%. Manageable. Now, with 55,000, she was at 30%. But that's not the important part. The important part is that every additional euro she earned was taxed at 37%. Yes, you read that right. Of every extra euro that came in, 37 cents disappeared immediately. Nobody had explained marginal tax brackets to her. She thought she was paying a little more. No, she was paying vastly more on every new euro. Second, the benefits she previously had vanished. Before, she qualified for a discount on her transit pass because her income was below the limit. 40 euros a month she now paid in full. Before, she had access to subsidized training. Now she had to pay for it out of pocket. Small benefits that added up to between 200 and 300 euros a month, which disappeared all at once. Not gradually. All at once. Third, and this is more subtle but equally devastating, her environment changed. As a director, she had to attend client dinners. More formal clothing. More expensive. She had to project a certain image. It wasn't vanity. It was professional survival. Her shared apartment no longer fit her new position. She moved out on her own, to a better neighborhood. The rent went from 450 to 850 euros. Necessary for my career, she told me. And she was probably right. But there went another €400 a month. Fourth blow. Her company changed its benefits. Structure. Before, when she earned little, the company matched her pension plan contributions euro for euro, up to a limit. Now that she earned more, the program had been modified. Less proportional contribution because she already earned enough to save on her own. She lost around €1,200 a year in free money she used to receive. Fifth, the most invisible, her mental health. With more responsibility came more stress. She started paying for therapy, €80 a week. She needed to disconnect on weekends, so she spent more on leisure. It wasn't a lack of control. It was emotional survival in a position that was burning her out. When we added it all up, this is what we discovered. Of the 27,000 additional euros she earned per year, she was really only retaining around 8,000 after taxes, loss of benefits, and the structural increase in necessary expenses. Less than 30% of what it looked like on paper. And this is what nobody tells you when they offer you that shiny promotion. The system is not designed for you to progress. It is designed to keep you running. Every time you move up a level, new extractions appear that you didn't see coming. Higher taxes? Yes, but also the disappearance of benefits. Rising social expectations, loss of corporate perks, higher necessary expenses. And the biggest trap is this: all of that is automated. You don't decide to pay more taxes. You don't decide to lose the benefits. You don't decide that your professional environment demands more of you. It just happens. And if you don't know it, you wake up one day earning double and living the same. Here is the mistaken belief most people hold. If I earn more, I'll be able to save more. It sounds logical, but it's false, because it's not a linear equation. The system has progressive extraction mechanisms that grow faster than your income in certain ranges, and this creates something devastating: the ladder trap. Every time you climb a rung, you feel like you should be better off, but you're not. So you think you need to climb one more rung, and another, and another. You work more hours. You look for another promotion. You change companies for €10,000 more. But if you don't understand how this works, that extra money disappears too. I've seen people go from €30,000 to €50,000 to €70,000 to €100,000 a year and still feel just as financially squeezed, because each jump activates new extraction mechanisms. And they keep thinking the problem is that they don't earn enough. It's not that they don't earn enough. It's that they never understood the rules of the game. The long-term consequences are brutal. I've seen people who at 45 earn 3 times more than at 25, but have less real savings. I've seen people burn out professionally chasing the next salary level without realizing they were running on a wheel. I've seen marriages break apart because both partners were earning well but living stressed about money that never seemed to be enough. And the most painful part is that many of them did everything right. They studied. They worked hard. They kept getting promoted. They did what the system told them to do. But nobody explained to them that the system is not designed to free them. It is designed to retain them. Because a well-paid worker who lives stretched thin is the perfect worker. He can't afford to quit. He can't afford to reduce his hours. He can't afford to negotiate from a position of strength. He needs that salary, month after month, year after year. That is the true function of this structure, to turn your income into golden chains. After all this time, I've reached a conclusion that contradicts everything we are taught. Moving up a level without financial awareness is not progress. It is a more sophisticated trap. Real power is not in how much you earn. It is in how much you retain, how much you control, and how much it depends on you to keep earning it. And that requires something nobody teaches you at school or at university: understanding how the system really works, not how they tell you it works. Because in the end, the question is not how much you earn. The question is, who controls your money once you earn it? And if the answer is not you, then it doesn't matter how many zeros your paycheck has.